Hi, in this very short lesson video, we're going to learn how to set up our environment by downloading the Python program. We're going to be using this program every single day throughout the course, so it's important that we get it loaded right away. So let's follow these instructions. You need to do this in the first couple of days of this course. Thanks, here we go. First thing you have to do is download the latest version of Python. You're going to navigate to the website www.python.org downloads. Now, in the Python community, there's a raging debate going on as to whether people should use version 2 or version 3 of Python. Version 3 has been out for years and years and years, yet there are still a lot of aficionados that use version 2. We're not going to use version 2. We're going to use the latest. We're going to use version 3. As of the time that this recording is being made, the latest version 3 is version 3.4.2, and we're going to take advantage of some things that were introduced in version 3.4. So if you have an earlier version of Python on your computer for some reason from before this course, you're going to need to re-download Python to get the latest. And if you've never downloaded Python before, the first one you're going to do is version 3.4. So don't download version 2 point anything. Download version 3.4 or whatever the latest version 3 is at the time you run this. These are free downloads. They're not that big. It shouldn't take you that long. They're available on Windows and Mac. Here's what the screen will look like. This screenshot I took in early December. Notice over here on the left side of the screen it says download Python 3.4.2. You're going to push that button and it will initiate a download. Now this is the screen that came up because I ran this on a Windows machine. If you're running this on a Mac machine, you'll get download the latest version for Mac, not for Windows. And you can always switch to the operating system that you want down here. Download the one that matches your computer. When it's downloaded, install the software by double-clicking on the file that was downloaded. Take all the defaults in the installation process. We don't need to customize this in any way. Just a standard, straight, default installation of Python will be perfect for this course. And when you've done that, you can verify that Python was installed by running a program that it will have installed called idle, I-D-L-E. So find where it put that and execute the idle program. It's the interactive development environment that we're going to use in this course. Every time we do any Python, we're going to be typing it in to idle. So find your idle program and execute it. And when you do, you should come up with a window similar to the one on this page. Here's the idle screen. On the top it says Python, gives you the version, and then says the word shell. At the very top you get this copyright type notice, the version notice. It says Python 3.4.2 because that's the version that I downloaded. You're going to need to take a screenshot of this because your very first graded assignment for me is to prove that you've downloaded idle and Python correctly and that you've got the right version. So you need to do this by Wednesday, the 28th of January, the first week of the course, because we can't do a course on Python programming without you having the Python programming tools available. So when you get this far, take a screenshot, go back to the assignment called Verifying Your Installation and submit that screenshot to me. That's going to be the easiest 5 points you've ever earned. Keep watching this video and I'll bring up idle, show you this screen, and just show you something you can type here after you get this prompt of the 3 greater than signs. That's going to show you a couple of things that you can do to prove that idle is actually letting you type Python code. You'll get a lot more of that in Lesson 1B. Okay, so here I am on my Windows 7 desktop. Your desktop, of course, will look different depending on what you're doing with a particular operating system, Windows 7 or 8, Mac, and so on. On Windows 7, I'm going to click my little start and type in idle here, spelling it correctly, and it tells me I've got a program called idle for Python 3.4. That's the one that I'm going to execute. When I press that, it's going to bring up the idle program. Here's the idle shell. I'll maximize that. Notice I've got my Python 3.4.2. Whenever I have the 3 greater than signs, it's waiting for me to type something in. Try this and see if it does anything on your machine. I'm going to say x equals 5, and then I'm going to say print parenthesis x, close parenthesis. It puts out a 5. We're all done. Python's working. Check you again in Lesson 1B.